Welcome to Raid Kids, your special place for magical stories and bedtime fun. Get cozy and let's dive into today's enchanting adventure. Ready? Let's go. Once upon a time, in a lush green forest filled with towering trees and colorful flowers, there lived a community of animals. Among them were two very different creatures, a speedy hare and a slow-moving tortoise. The hare was known for his lightning, fast speed and boundless energy, while the tortoise was famous for his slow and steady pace. One sunny morning, as the forest animals gathered near the babbling brook for their daily chit-chat, the hare began boasting about his incredible speed. He hopped around in circles, showing off his quick moves, and declared, "I'm the fastest animal in the whole forest. No one can beat me in a race." The other animals nodded in agreement, impressed by the hare's agility. But the tortoise, who had been quietly munching on some fresh leaves nearby, spoke up in his slow, deep voice. "Speed isn't everything, my friend. Sometimes, slow and steady wins the race." The hare burst into laughter, his long ears twitching with amusement. "You beat me in a race. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard," he exclaimed, wiping tears of laughter from his eyes. The tortoise, undeterred by the hare's mockery, simply smiled and said, "Why don't we have a race and find out?" The forest animals gasped in surprise. A race between the fastest and the slowest. It seemed like an impossible challenge. But the hare, confident in his abilities, agreed without hesitation. "Sure thing. Slowpoke. Let's race tomorrow at dawn. We'll start at the old oak tree and finish at the big red rock on the other side of the forest." As word of the upcoming race spread through the forest, excitement filled the air. The animals chatted amongst themselves, wondering if the tortoise had lost his mind or if he had a secret plan up his shell. That night, as the forest settled into a peaceful slumber, the tortoise and the hare prepared for the big day ahead in their own unique ways. The hare bounced around his burrow, too excited to sleep. He imagined himself crossing the finish line hours before the tortoise even made it halfway. Meanwhile, the tortoise retreated into his shell, getting a good night's rest and mentally preparing himself for the long journey ahead. As the first rays of sunlight peeped through the trees, the forest animals gathered at the old oak tree. The air was filled with anticipation as the tortoise and the hare took their places at the starting line. Mr. Owl, the wisest animal in the forest, perched on a nearby branch to officiate the race. "And your marks. Get set." Geo hooted Mr. Owl, and with that, the most unusual race in forest history began. The hare shot off like a bolt of lightning, kicking up leaves and dust in his wake. His powerful legs propelled him forward at an incredible speed, and within seconds, he was already out of sight. The tortoise, true to his nature, began his journey with slow, deliberate steps. As the hare zipped through the forest, he couldn't help but chuckle to himself. This is too easy. He thought, I'll be at the finish line before that slowpoke even makes it past the first tree. Meanwhile, the tortoise plodded along, his eyes focused on the path ahead. He didn't let the hare's speedy departure discourage him. Instead, he repeated to himself, slow and steady, slow and steady. The sun climbed higher in the sky as the race continued. The hare, having covered a significant distance, decided to take a short break. He spotted a patch of juicy carrots and thought, why not? I'm so far ahead, I can afford a little snack. As the hare munched on carrots, the tortoise continued his steady progress. He passed by beautiful flowers, bowers, chattering squirrels, and singing birds, but he never lost focus on his goal. Each step brought him closer to the finish line, no matter how small it seemed. Hours passed, and the hare, feeling confident in his lead, decided to take a quick nap under a shady tree. A few minutes of sleep won't hurt, he reasoned. That tortoise is probably still near the starting line. But the tortoise was far from the starting line. He had been moving consistently, never stopping, never slowing down. As the afternoon sun beat down on the forest, the tortoise found himself approaching the halfway point of the race. The forest animals, curious about the progress of the race, began to line up along the path. They cheered for the tortoise as he passed by, amazed by his determination and perseverance. Keep going, Mr. Tortoise, they encouraged. You can do it. Their cheers fell on deaf ears, however, as the hare continued to snooze peacefully under his tree. He was lost in dreams of victory, unaware that his opponent was steadily gaining ground. As the day wore on, the tortoise began to feel the strain of his long journey. His legs ached, and his shell felt heavier with each step as he refused to give up. He thought about the hare's mockery, about how everyone had doubted him, and it fueled his determination. I may be slow, the tortoise thought to himself, but I am strong. I will finish this race, no matter how long it takes. The forest animals watched in awe as the tortoise pressed on, hour after hour. They saw the look of fierce determination in his eyes, the way he gritted his teeth with each step. Many of them had never seen such perseverance before, and it touched their hearts. Meanwhile, the hare stirred from his nap, stretching lazily in the late afternoon sun. He yawned, thinking, "Lux, I should probably finish this race now." That tortoise must be getting tired of walking by now. But as the hare set off again, he was shocked to find that the tortoise was nowhere in sight. He ran faster, panic beginning to set in. Where is he? The hare wondered, his heart racing. He couldn't have passed me, could he? The tortoise, unaware of the hare's awakening, continued his steady march. He was tired, yes, but he was also filled with a sense of pride. He had come so far, defying everyone's expectations, including his own. With each step, he felt stronger, more confident. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in brilliant shades of orange and pink, the tortoise got sight of something that made his heart swell. The big red rock that marked the finish line. It was still far away, but it was there, a beacon of hope in the distance. The hare, now running at full speed, was frantically searching for any sign of the tortoise. He couldn't believe he had let this happen. How could he have been so careless? The thought of losing to the slowest animal in the forest filled him with shame and regret. As darkness began to fall, the forest animals gathered at the finish line, eagerly awaiting the outcome of the race. They peered into the gathering gloom, wondering which of the unlikely competitors would emerge first. Suddenly, a shape appeared in the distance. The animals squinted, trying to make out who it was. As the figure drew closer, they gasped in amazement. It was the tortoise. Slowly but surely, he was approaching the finish line. The tortoise, seeing the crowd ahead, felt a surge of energy. He was almost there. With renewed vigor, he pushed forward, his eyes fixed on the big red rock. Just then, the hare burst onto the scene. His fur was disheveled, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He saw the tortoise ahead of him and put on an extra burst of speed, but it was too late. As one final, determined step, the tortoise crossed the finish line. The forest erupted in cheers and applause. The tortoise had done it. He had won the race. The hare skidded to a stop just past the finish line, his eyes wide with disbelief. He had lost. He, the fastest animal in the forest, had lost to the slowest. As the animals surrounded the tortoise, congratulating him on his incredible victory, the hare approached slowly, his ears drooping with shame. "I don't understand," he said softly. "How did you beat me?" The tortoise, tired but happy, smiled at the hare. "It's simple," he said. "I never gave up. I kept going, no matter how hard it was or how long it took. That's the secret: perseverance." The hare nodded slowly, a look of understanding dawning on his face. "I see now," he said. I was so confident in my speed that I forgot the most important thing: to keep moving forward. The tortoise extended a friendly foot to the hare. It's not about who's the fastest or the slowest, he said. It's about doing your best and never giving up. That's what really matters. The hare took the tortoise's foot, shaking it with newfound respect. You're right, he said. And you've taught me a valuable lesson today. Thank you. As the forest animals celebrated the tortoise's victory and the hare's newfound wisdom, the narrator turns to you, dear listener, the twinkle in their eye. What do you think about the race? They ask. Did you expect the tortoise to win? How do you think the hare felt when he realized he had lost? The narrator pauses, allowing you to ponder these questions. And they continue. You know, life is a lot like this race. Sometimes, we might feel slow or behind, like the tortoise. Other times, we might feel fast and confident, like the hare. But the most important thing is to keep trying, to never give up, just like our friend the tortoise. Can you think of a time when you felt like giving up, but kept going instead? How did it make you feel when you finally accomplished your goal? The narrator smiles warmly, encouraging you to share your thoughts. Remember, they say, every step forward is step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Just like the tortoise, you have the power to achieve great things if you believe in yourself and keep trying. Now, as we end our story, I want you to close your eyes and imagine yourself as the tortoise. Feel the pride and joy of crossing the finish line. Hear the cheers of your friends and family. Know that you can do anything you set your mind to, as long as you keep moving forward. As our story comes to a close, it's time for you to rest, just like our forest friends after their exciting day. Imagine yourself curling up in a cozy bed, soft and warm like a tortoise's shell. Take a deep breath in, and slowly let it out, just like the tortoise's steady pace. As you lie there, think about the lesson we learned today. Remember that slow and steady progress can lead to amazing achievements. Tomorrow is a new day, full of opportunities for you to be your best self. Close your eyes and picture the peaceful forest at night. The gentle rustling of leaves, the soft hooting of owls, the quiet babbling of the brook. Let these soothing sounds carry you off to dreamland, where you can have your own wonderful adventures. And as you drift off to sleep, remember you are strong, you are capable, and you can achieve great things. Just like the tortoise, keep moving forward, one step at a time. Sweet dreams, little one. May your night be filled with restful sleep and happy thoughts. Thanks for joining us for today's special story time. If you enjoyed our adventure, remember to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a new story. Sweet dreams and see you next time.